Little side note, during this presentation, the first sentence, I end the first sentence, switch to the second slide. Once I stop talking about the reasons for war, and I start talking about the weapons of war, switch to the third slide. And once I start talking the Mayan defense, switch to the fourth slide. Correct. Okay, so let's start. Today I'm going to be telling you about the Mayan weapons of war and what they warred over. The Maya warred over many things, a key one being prisoner for human sacrifice. Often, the Mayan city-states were confronted with soil erosion, resource scarcity, and drought. They warred over resources very often, especially during the later stages of the Mayan civilization. The Mayans also fought expansionist wars to gain more territory for their states. Mayan city-states had a collection of trained soldiers to do their bidding. Military tactics were relatively simple, ranging from raiding operations to obtain captives or the annihilation of enemy cities. Famous Mayan rulers like Tikal, Caracol, and Dos Pilas exhibited imperialist strategies of expansion and subjugation of various Mayan city-states. Mayan wars were very destructive to their society, resulting in the devastations of cities never being inhabited again. Mayans often, when they took a city, they would loot it, pillage it, and force the population to be extradited from it. Constant warfare between many states has been attributed to the extinction of their Mayan civilization. The Mayans incorporated warfare into their art, as is shown in the images in the presentation. Mayan art portrayed huge battles between many armies. The Mayans were a very militaristic society and had many weapons of war. Some weapons they used at a distance were throwing spears, blow darts, and bows and arrows. A particularly unique ranged weapon was the blow dart, which fired a dart out of the blowpipe, which often contained poison at the tip. The Maya also had many melee weapons, some of which are stabbing knives and swords and clubs made with a very hard rock, made from lava called obsidian. One particularly gruesome weapon was a gourd containing wasps and bees, which Mayans threw at their enemies, in order to sting them to death, of course. Mayans were also very heavily involved in the armoring of their soldiers and the protection of their cities. Elite and veteran soldiers wore armor made from thick cotton treated with rock salt, which could resist blows by obsidian. Mayan soldiers guarded shields to protect from blows by various weapons, and Mayans were also very concerned with the defensibility of their cities. In fact, it was a key priority, and you can see why. They made thick walls to protect themselves from invaders, and some, but sometimes that wasn't an option, unfortunately. The Mayans did not wear any form of protection for their head, strangely, but instead wore colorful skins of animals, feathers, and other decorations to show their status and rank in Mayan society. The pictures on the slide portray what a Mayan soldier looked like. One of them is a Mayan soldier fighting a Spaniard, obviously during when Spain attempted to colonize Mexico. The Mayans also heavily stressed the importance of putting their settlements on hilltops. The Mayans had many weapons of war, and I hope you found them interesting to learn about today.